I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the
He
thoughts
attempted to
will
rip her
happen till
clothes,
I
but she
can't
burst
breathe.
into tears in
Got my
panic,
mind
revealing
filled
something in her words for the first time that
and it
Jungkook had
haunts
never
me
heard from
somewhere
her
much
before.
deeper.
Is it my sin to love? How could I deserve this punishment for my love, to whom I gave my heart? He couldn't rip her clothes from top to bottom. He was frozen in disbelief. Love? Stop acting. You just fell for me while I date you. It's just attraction. How do you think I can date a guy that easily? I dated you because I have always loved you. It was one side, which you didn't know. She said, crying and trembling, never imagined that she would confess her love to her husband in this way. At that moment, Jungkook's heart clenched and he let go of her clothes as his vision began to clear. But Jimin stormed in hurriedly, and when he saw Jungkook onward, she was crying, holding her torn clothes. Jimin screamed and kicked Jungkook. One couldn't believe that someone could rescue her. That her friend would come for her again. Behind Jimin, some officers came and locked handcuffs on Jungkook. But Jungkook didn't move an inch or resist. He was breaking down, realizing that Hwan really loves him. She hadn't just fallen for his act during the days. She didn't agree to his fake actions. She agreed to everything because of her love for him, which was trembling his heart. Officers, please don't leave them. The officers nodded and dragged Jungkook with them. But if Jungkook just opened his mouth and told them who he was, they would all be scared and knowing the Mafia news. But he didn't open his mouth as he was breaking down. Jimin rushed to Wan, took off his jacket and covered her as she cried, and then hugged her. Wan, you're safe now. Please try to be strong. She hugged Jimin back as if they were no tomorrow, wetting his shirt with her tears. I was so scared, Jimin. I thought I would die by his brute force. He picked her up in his arms in reply to her, pressing her feet against him, making her hold onto him. I'm here for you. No one can dare to touch you. He wiped her tears, taking her with him outside of the storeroom. One day later, Vine woke up from her sleep in a hospital bed and saw Jimin sitting next to her, looking at her wonderingly. When their eyes met, he got up and cupped her face, still concerned. How are you feeling now, sweetie? I'm feeling better now. Where are we? Last night you didn't open your eyes because you got a fever from the panic. I took you to the hospital and now you have finally opened your eyes. I called your parents and they are coming too. How did you come back again last night? I still can't believe it. How could you bring the cops with you at the right time? When I went home, I still couldn't understand what was wrong. Then I got a call from your mom, and she told me why Jungkook married you and was trying to hurt you for revenge. I immediately went with them to save you. Where is he now? Jimmy noticed she didn't even call him by his name, Jungkook. He sensed how much Jungkook had scared her. Now she was even too afraid to say his name. He was in custody at that station, but high-ranking officers were pressured to let Jungkook go. They didn't file any charges against him since he is the Mafia king. So the office let him go. Now I don't know where Jungkook is, and I am even trying to investigate with the cops about Jinho, but no one knows. Jinho surely wouldn't kill me. She was his everything. He ran away from the wedding just to marry me. For a while, don't think about it. Just stay calm and get some rest. Vine was getting tears, though she was holding back. That's when they both heard a noise, but they didn't look away from each other's eyes. Jimin was so focused on her, looking into her eyes with concern, that he forgot himself. He was my first love. Even when Jinho warned me not to love Jungkook and told me to forget him, I couldn't do it. That's how I deeply became trapped in oneself love. Even when Jinho sent me to Tokyo on purpose to distance from me Jungkook, I respected his decision and was trying my best to keep my mind busy with studies. But when Jungkook came again and asked me to date him, I couldn't stop myself as I was mentally his. I was trying to stay away from him, the one I loved. But I agreed to the date, not knowing he would do something like this to me in the name of revenge. I never ever expected that the one I love would come to me only to destroy me. I'm really ashamed of my love for loving a guy like him. Tears flowed as she told him, but Jimin wiped her tears and pressed her head against his chest. I feel your pain, but don't feel sad. Whatever happened has happened. Think of it as a nightmare now. Try to be normal again. I'll be beside you always. Okay, I'll come back in a few moments. The doctor told me to call him when you regain consciousness. Okay. He gave you a small smile and left. Vayan sat up straight, leaning her back against the headboard of the bed. But soon her gaze fell on the pair of man's shoes standing there. She thought it was Jimin coming back. When she raised her eyelashes to see his face, she panicked seeing Jungkook with bruises on his face. When Vayan, letting tears fall telling Jimin about her love, that's when Jungkook came and heard how innocent she had been from the beginning and the pure love she had for him, which he had never expected from her. One, she started trembling and screaming in panic as if she were in hell. Jungkook worried and went to her, tried to touch her, wanting to calm her, that he wouldn't scare her, but no please, she cried, sticking herself to the bed and covering herself with a bedsheet. Please don't touch me, please. She is crying in pain, which made Jungkook's eyes slightly water, but respecting her words, he stepped away from her. Vayan, please, don't be scared. I didn't come here to force you. Please, Jimin, where are you? Jungkook tried to calm her down from her panic, but Jimin rushed in and saw Jungkook nearby while she was crying and screaming for help. You? Why are you trying to hurt her? Jimin grabbing Jungkook by the back of his collar and punched his jaw, making Jungkook's lip bleed. I came here to just stop. Shut up. He punched him again and kicked him. How could you try to ruin him, even knowing she loves you blindly and is so innocent? I never knew she loves me since beginning. Vayan looked at Jungkook with tearful eyes and shocked. Well, Jimin didn't believe him and kept beating him. Soon the security guards came in and stopped Jimin from hitting Jungkook, and they tried to drag Jungkook away, but he kept looking at Vayan and speaking. Trust me, Vayan, I really didn't know about it until you said, please trust me. Jimin punched Jungkook in the face, getting him away from him. They dragged Jungkook away and Jimin went to her. Are you okay? Did he touch you again? He didn't. What is he even saying? Did he really not know? Until you told him you love him? I thought he already knew. Jimin, please take me to your home. I can't stay here. Jimin nodded, holding her hand. The security guards pushed Jungkook onto the road and closed the hospital gates. Jungkook held under the iron gates looking at the hospital as if he could see why. A tear dropped from his eyes, not because he was bleeding, but because of the pain and regret of knowing she loves him. He was getting flashes of her now. The way she used to be shy, the way she used to smile, even at his small replies. Now he was realizing she was never dramatic around him. She always felt love for him. He started crying, regretting how he had abused a girl who loves him so purely, expecting nothing in return. He screamed, ripping the iron rods of the gate, but no one paid him any attention. In fact, everyone looked at him as if he were a beggar, and he kept crying. Time was passing, hour by hour, and the basement door opened. Jinho looked at the entrance where the light was spreading. She was about to curse upon seeing Jungkook's shadow, but was stunned by Jungkook's presence. Jungkook was coming towards Jinho, who was stunned to see him fully drenched with wounds on his face and dried blood stains. His face looked extremely pale and his eyes were swollen. Jungkook raised his head and met Jinho's eyes. Jungkook collapsed, bursting into tears, leaving Jinho blank. Jinho never thought he would ever see the strongest Mafia king weaken and collapsing again. He had only seen such pain when Minji died, and now he was seeing it again. in Jungkook. His mind was provoking him, questioning what was making Jungkook collapse this much. Why did you even stop her? When you knew she loves me from the very beginning, Jinho. He was crying as he spoke, and Jinho widened his eyes, realizing that Jungkook had finally found out about Hwan's love for him. I mean, who couldn't even sense a girl's onset love until she told me herself, only after hurting her. Am I regretting how big a sin I have committed in her matter? What is he even saying? How can he regret this much? Wait, did he? And only after that, did he come to know about her love? My eyes are getting wet with pain, and Jungkook came to me looking into my eyes with guiltiness. The anger, the pain I had in me, I could have destroyed you by forcing her, doing even worse. But when I tried to force her, she told me she loves me and asked me why I was hurting her. That made me stop, made my beast go blank. I couldn't even force her after knowing she loves me. Jinho's heart calmed down knowing his sister was still safe, that Jungkook was weakened by her love. Jungkook wipes his tears and unlocks the chains on Jinho's hand and ankles. Jinho thought, so finally Jungkook can't hurt his sister. But what Jungkook said, sniffing his tears, left Jinho speechless. Please go. I can't take revenge on you anymore. I can't hurt your sister for my sister. I can't hurt a girl who loves me blindly this much. Just go away already. I failed as a brother to protect my sister from murder. I fail now as a brother to take revenge on behalf of her. I know her soul would be calm, but I can't do anything. I failed as a brother already, and now I have failed as a husband to your sister. He knelt down crying. Jinho's eyes filled with tears, but they won't whisper. Please go. I can't even see my sister's face in the photo frame now. I failed. I failed. Jinho gave a few seconds of silence to Jungkook, crying aloud, but he never tried to touch him, even to comfort him. He himself still couldn't believe Jungkook had given up on revenge. Turning to the doorway, he limped, finally stepping out of the hellish basement and into the outside world. He never thought he could suffer and step out again. Jimin was taking wine in his car and they reached his home, which was next to Jungkook's new home. But when she was getting out of the car, someone suddenly fell at her feet, losing consciousness. She was scared and screamed. Jimin got out of the car from the other side and saw a person lying on his stomach with injuries and smelling of blood. Calm down, Van. I think he had an accident maybe. He slowly held the person's shoulder and flipped him onto his back to his face. But when they both saw his face, they couldn't recognize his face, as he had wounds and cuts and blood all dirty on his face. But Fan burst into tears and took him into her lap. Jinho, open your eyes. Jimin, frowned his paws, couldn't believe it was really Jinho. But he snapped out his confusion and took Jinho into his arms. Jimin, where are you taking him? He is in critical danger, Van. Let's call the doctor. We need to take him to the hospital to proper treatment. No, he is being tortured by someone this badly. I think your brother escaped from him. We need to put him somewhere else safe, in my house. He was saying hurriedly, taking Jinho into his home, and Vine was running behind him. 1 hour passed, and Vine was waiting for Jimin to regain consciousness. Jimin was talking to the doctor outside. She looked back at him when the doctor left, and Jimin was coming towards her. When the doctor was black, he was saying it's miracle. How Jinho bore the torture and with his wounds. How he was able to escape. He will wake up soon. When will he come to his senses? I need to talk to him. In 2 or 3 hours, let's wait patiently. He didn't even get proper sleep, and he had been through her. Vine felt even more sad as she looked at Jinho, who was covered in bandages. 30% of his body was wrapped in bandages and his leg was fractured. When Jimin left Jinho, she stayed there waiting for him to wake up. Jimin was getting worried about her. 2 more hours had passed and Jinho was still unconscious. Ryan's parents arrived and they felt so happy seeing their son and daughter. Jinho finally came to his senses and was surprised to see his family beside him. His parents became emotional, hugging him and crying. But Jimin wondered why Ryan wasn't showing any emotions, just staring at her brother like that. He questioned himself, isn't she the one who was crying and concerned? And when Jinho's eyes met Ryan's, his eyes became red. He spoke with concern. Well, you're safe, right? Jungkook didn't hurt you too badly, did he? Where is Minji? Jinho, I asked where is Minji? She's gone. She was speechless in shock. She shook her head. So did Jungkook really tell her the truth? That her brother killed his sister after marriage? No, she must be alive. You can't kill her. I know you love her truly. But I killed her heartedly. And that caused her death. Yes, I killed her. Even when Jungkook said that, I didn't believe it. That's how much I had faith in you. Shame on you. I feel disgusted to even stand under that same roof. She was leaving, wiping her tears. And when her parents tried to stop her, she pushed them aside. She was now forcing herself to believe that her parents really hadn't helped Minji, and that what Jungkook said was true from the beginning. Why don't leave? I can explain, please. He tried to get her, but his body ached in pain. Then they all heard the woman scream, followed by a stone shooting the window. Then Jinho finished and placed his fractured leg gently on the floor and limped walking as much as he could, calling her name for it. When Violet opened the door, she was frozen seeing Mrs. Jeon about to throw the stone. The girls were stopping her, but Mrs. Jeon also stopped herself when she saw Violet. What the hell does whole family think about us? How dare you beat my son and send him to jail? When Jungkook was arrested, she immediately found him and had the officers release Jungkook from jail, making them all silent, even though Jungkook remained silent in actions. She was already on her way here when she heard that Jimin had beaten her son at the hospital, which made her angry. How was her son become so weak, forgetting his power? Who the heck did you touch my son? Come out before I blast this house with the entire family. While she was yelling, Vines remained silent and everyone came and stood beside her. But when Mrs. Jeon saw Jinho, her blood boiled. It's all because of you. I should have let Jungkook kill you when I lost my daughter. I'll kill you now. She was in tears from the pain and took her the revolver from the guards. When she was about to shoot, no one stopped her, but she had to stop when she heard her son's voice. No, Mom, don't. She dropped the revolver from her hands when she saw Jungkook covered in injuries and blood brought. His clothes dirty. He was literally a Mafia kid, but his appearance was. He went to her, held her hands and spoke. Let's not kill anyone or hurt anyone. Please leave from here. Are you out of your mind? How can you leave the killer of your own sister? How can you leave the girl who made you get arrested and cause her to be beaten at the girls? Did you forget our revenge? What kind of revenge is this, Mrs. Jeon? If your brother killed Minji, then why are you dragging Vine into this? Of course I'm dragging her into this. What if Jungkook and Vine got married and Jungkook killed Vine? Would Jinho just stand there and stay up, not take revenge on us? We are Mafias, not ruthless people who can't even take action. And this Jinho never showed any pain when we tortured him. How can we take revenge when the killer doesn't feel guilty even after killing Minji? We aren't ineffective in killing him, not even showing what heartbreak truly is. That's why I chose Vine for this. That's why I asked Jungkook to take revenge for his sister. We are right in our actions. Jimin remained silent, feeling her pain and anger. Then he glanced at Jungkook, who had teary eyes and was looking down, nodding his head, and Vine was staring at him in the chaotic situation.
all this stuff I've been feeling way